Have you ever stopped to think that the way you dress might be saying things about you, things you never intended to say? My name is Dolores King, I'm 78 years old, and I live just outside Asheville, North Carolina. Over the years, I've learned that what you wear can quietly tell the world how much you still value yourself. It's not about style or trends. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about something much deeper: dignity, presence, and pride. As we age, clothing becomes less about fashion and more about communication. Without realizing it, we may be sending messages that we've given up, that we no longer care, or that we've become invisible to ourselves. That's why today I want to talk about 9 choices. Yes, 9. That could be quietly undermining the self-respect you've spent a lifetime building. These aren't just opinions. These are patterns I've seen in church gatherings, senior socials, family reunions. Patterns that tell me there's a silent wardrobe trap older adults are falling into. But the good news is, it only takes small, intentional changes to break free from them, and to walk through your day with the grace and quiet power that you deserve. Let's begin. 1. Cheap-looking fabrics. Clothing, much like a handshake, offers the first impression before words are spoken. And what we wear, especially as we age, has a way of revealing not just our taste, but our value system. It shows what we prioritize, what we hold dear, and how we view ourselves. At a certain age, certain fabrics, especially cheap-looking ones, can send a subtle but powerful message that might say more than we want it to. Take my dear friend Evelyn and her neighbor Ruth, both 75, heading to a community lunch in Raleigh, North Carolina. Evelyn chooses a soft cotton blouse, slightly structured but flowing, comfortable yet elegant. Ruth, on the other hand, wears a synthetic, shiny top that, despite being newer, wrinkles and clings in all the wrong places. It doesn't matter if Ruth's top cost more than Evelyn's, because, in the end, the fabric tells a different story. What do people see? The sheen of synthetics often makes the wearer look rushed, distracted, or unconcerned. It's a quiet way of saying, "I've stopped paying attention." And we know that's not the message we want to send, especially after decades of investing in who we are. Natural fibers, cotton, linen, soft wool, move gracefully with you. They feel good against your skin, and more importantly, they hold their shape over time. They don't just reflect light, they reflect dignity. When we choose fabrics that don't wrinkle at the slightest movement, we choose elegance. We choose respect for ourselves. You may not be trying to impress anyone, but you're still saying something with every outfit you wear. Choose wisely. Choose fabrics that make you feel strong and confident. Because when your clothes tell the right story, they carry you in the most profound way. 2. Loud branding and oversized logos. In our younger years, logos were a symbol of belonging. They spoke to the world, "I'm part of this group. I'm in with the trends." But when you've lived through as much life as we have, your worth is no longer found in someone else's brand name or logo. It's found in your legacy, your experiences, your quiet confidence. Let's picture 2 men in their late 70s, Leonard and Gary, both at a park in Phoenix, Arizona, enjoying a sunny afternoon. Leonard, ever the understated gentleman, wears a muted blue pullover, simple and timeless. His attire complements his character. Gary, on the other hand, walks in wearing a bright hoodie plastered with a logo that covers every inch of the fabric. He stands out, yes, but not for the reasons he might hope. Logos, when they dominate, have a way of reducing a person to the brand they wear. They distract from who you are and make you seem like you're clinging to the past. When you're older, your clothing should work to highlight your essence, not the corporation behind it. It's not about rejecting all logos. It's about knowing the difference between a piece of clothing that supports your self-assurance and one that diminishes it. A solid color, a classic fit, a soft pattern. These elements speak of maturity and inner strength. These choices say, "I know who I am, and I don't need my clothes to shout about it." The right choice in clothing tells the world you're comfortable in your skin. Let your presence be your label, because at this stage in life, it's the most meaningful one you'll wear. 3. Ill-fitting clothes. There is a certain liberation in dressing with comfort and grace. But what happens when the clothes you wear don't fit the body you have now? What message does it send when your clothing is either too tight or too loose? Imagine 2 friends, both 76, Martin and Charles. Martin wears a shirt that fits just right. The collar hugs his neck comfortably, The sleeves end at his wrists in a natural way. His pants sit comfortably at his waist, not too high, not too low. Charles, however, wears a shirt that's too baggy, the fabric hanging loosely, almost as though it doesn't belong to him. His pants are too tight at the waist, the fabric pulling at the seams. Both men might be of similar stature, but the difference in how they present themselves tells two completely different stories. Martin, wearing clothes that fit just right, sends a message of self-respect. He says, "I've cared for myself all these years, and I still do." Charles, on the other hand, with his ill-fitting clothing, might unintentionally signal that he's given up or doesn't care anymore. Ill-fitting clothes, whether too tight or too loose, don't just make you look bad, they make you feel bad. They pull at your confidence. Tailoring doesn't have to be expensive. It simply needs to fit your current shape, your lifestyle, and your dignity. It's about making sure your clothes move with you, not against you. So take a moment and check your wardrobe. Are your clothes a reflection of your journey? Or are they holding on to an outdated version of yourself? Dressing well is not about following trends. It's about honoring the body that has carried you through life's ups and downs. 4. Worn-out shoes. What do your shoes say about you? They might be the most overlooked part of your outfit, but they can speak volumes about how much you respect yourself and the attention you give to the details. Worn-out shoes, shoes that are scuffed, frayed, or falling apart, tell the world that you've let go, that you no longer pay attention to the small things that matter. Let's look at two more gentlemen, Harold and Dennis, both 81. Harold wears polished leather shoes that shine with care. They're comfortable, sturdy, and clearly well-maintained. Dennis, on the other hand, wears old sneakers that are worn thin at the soles, the laces frayed, the stitching coming undone. Harold's shoes say, "I still take pride in how I show up. I still respect my journey." Dennis's shoes, though functional, say, "I've stopped showing up for myself. I've stopped caring about the small details." Your shoes can be the foundation of your entire outfit. A well-chosen pair doesn't just support your feet, it supports your entire demeanor. Shoes tell the world whether you're still actively engaged in life or whether you've checked out. And as we age, the last thing we want to do is to check out. Choosing shoes that fit well, that offer the right support, and that are polished and presentable, it's not about vanity. It's about showing the world you're still standing tall. Your shoes should reflect your strength, not undermine it. So, whether it's a sturdy pair of boots or a classic loafer, choose wisely. They'll keep you grounded in more ways than one. 5. Outdated accessories. Sometimes it's the smallest details that make the biggest difference. Accessories, when they're outdated or poorly chosen, can throw off an entire outfit, even if the clothes themselves are perfectly fine. But when your accessories are intentional, when they're chosen with care, they can elevate your entire presence. Take Gloria, 81, from Tempe, Arizona. She's an elegant woman, but she kept wearing an old purse with scuffed leather, thinking it was fine. It wasn't until her granddaughter gave her a sleek new bag that she realized how much the old one had been weighing her down, both literally and figuratively. "I didn't realize it," she said, "but I felt lighter when I switched it out." Accessories are more than just accents. They're a reflection of how you see yourself. They carry the subtleties of your style, your confidence, your energy. The belt with the cracked leather, the old watch that stopped working, the handbag that's seen better days. These things matter, even when no one says anything out loud. Updating your accessories doesn't mean buying the latest trendy piece. It means choosing items that are timeless, functional, and reflective of who you are now, not who you were 20 years ago. A new belt, a fresh pair of glasses, a sturdy but beautiful handbag. These things bring out your character and show you're still here, still paying attention. 6. Juvenile graphics or slogans. Aging brings with it a certain authority, a certain grace. And the way we dress should support that, not compete with it. You've seen them before, t-shirts with cartoon characters, silly slogans, or loud graphics that belong in a high school hallway, not on someone who's lived through multiple generations of wisdom. While it might feel lighthearted or fun, what it often communicates is confusion, a mixed message between the dignity you've earned and the garment you've chosen. Take Betty and Rose, both 76, attending a community bingo night in San Antonio. Betty wears a soft blue blouse with a delicate floral print. It frames her kindly features, invites people to approach. Rose wears a bright pink shirt that says, "Too cool for this bingo," with a winking emoji. It gets a laugh, but not the kind she expected. It doesn't enhance her presence. It shrinks it. When you wear something meant for a teenager, it doesn't make you younger. It risks making you less visible. Because people get distracted by the joke and miss the story you carry. And that's a shame, because your story is rich, layered, and deserves a canvas that doesn't shout over it. Being playful with clothing isn't wrong. But playfulness in our later years should be subtle, witty, sophisticated. Let your warmth speak through rich fabrics, elegant color palettes, and details that nod to personality, not gimmick. You've come too far to be defined by a t-shirt punchline. And here's something else. Clothing that undermines your wisdom might make you feel disconnected from yourself. It might seem minor, but when your reflection doesn't match the inner maturity you've worked so hard to earn, there's a tension. A quiet, unspoken disharmony. Dressing in alignment with who you've become is a way of saying, I know who I am. And I love who that is. 7. Loud or mismatched colors. Color is powerful. It can uplift, soothe, and energize. But it can also overwhelm, especially when used without intention. Clarence, 82, from Charleston, South Carolina, is known in his church group for his storytelling. One day, he shows up in a neon yellow sweater with bright red pants. The color combination is loud. So loud, in fact, that it becomes hard for anyone to focus on what he's saying. The vibrancy of his outfit distracts from the richness of his words. Compare that to Leonard, who wears calming shades of navy, soft cream, and forest green. People lean in when he speaks. The color he wears supports his voice rather than competing with it. This doesn't mean you need to dress in beige from head to toe. It means choosing colors that echo your energy, not overpower it. Soft earth tones, gentle blues, muted greens, these shades bring out your presence without demanding attention. Color is not your enemy. In fact, it can be your greatest ally, if chosen with care. Try standing near natural light and noticing which shades make your skin glow, which ones bring softness to your expression. Don't underestimate the emotional effect of a well-chosen color. It can calm a room. It can invite connection. And it can restore a quiet kind of confidence you didn't know was missing. At this stage of life, you've earned the right to be heard. Don't let your clothes do the shouting for you. Let them create the space for your voice to rise. 8. Sheer fabrics or visible undergarments. There's elegance in coverage. Not because we have to hide, but because we choose to carry ourselves with care. Estelle, 83, from Spokane, Washington, was once told she looked radiant in a white blouse at a garden brunch. But what she didn't realize was that in the sunlight, the blouse became sheer, and her undergarments were clearly visible. She only found out when her friend discreetly pointed it out after the event. Estelle was mortified, not because she did anything wrong, but because it didn't reflect who she wanted to be. At our age, modesty isn't about shame. It's about awareness. It's about being intentional with how we're seen. And that matters, because we've spent decades building integrity. We deserve clothing that reflects it. Sheer fabrics can surprise even the most fashion-conscious among us. What looks fine in the mirror may change dramatically in outdoor lighting, camera flashes, or when you sit near a window. And unfortunately, once the moment happens, you can't take it back. Test your outfits in different lighting. Try layering tanks or camisoles. Opt for nude-toned undergarments that blend in. These are small steps, but they speak volumes. And they give you the freedom to move, sit, stand, and feel confident from every angle. Modesty doesn't mean hiding who you are. It means protecting your story from being misread. It means choosing to reveal only what you intend to, and nothing more. And that kind of control, that's true power. 9. Clothes that don't reflect who you are now. Perhaps the most overlooked style mistake is simply this: wearing clothes that tell someone else's story. The size you wore in your 40s. The patterns you loved in your 20s. The suit you haven't updated since the Reagan era. Your body has changed. Your outlook has deepened. Your role in the world has shifted. Why shouldn't your wardrobe grow with you? Barbara, 79, from Minneapolis, recently told me, I kept wearing those same shoulder-padded blazers because I thought they were my style. But I realized they were my mother's style, passed down. Not mine. We all outgrow versions of ourselves. That's not failure, it's growth. And when your clothing reflects who you are now, softened, wise, still vibrant in new ways, you feel more at ease in your skin. That ease is magnetic. People feel it. You feel it. Look at yourself in the mirror, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Who are you becoming? What colors match your spirit now? What shapes move with you instead of against you? Dress for her, not the woman you were. And you'll start walking with a power that can't be faked. Your wardrobe can be a mirror or a mask. And the moment you begin dressing for the version of yourself that exists today, something unlocks. You no longer feel stuck in old expectations. You stop measuring yourself against outdated standards. You feel more like you. And when that happens, even the simplest outfit becomes a celebration of who you've become. Getting older isn't about fading. It's about focusing. And every choice we make, especially the ones closest to our skin, either honors our story or hides it. This isn't about vanity. It's about visibility. It's about standing in front of the mirror and saying, I'm still here, and I still care. So go ahead. Let go of what no longer serves you. One shirt, one pair of shoes, one habit at a time. Because the most powerful version of you is the one that knows her worth and dresses like she believes in it. Let your wardrobe be your ally, not your apology. Let it reflect your strength, your softness, your experience. Every fiber, every button, every fold. Let it carry a whisper of everything you've been through and everything you still hope to be. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message spoke to you, leave a comment and share what part resonated most. You're not walking this road alone. We're growing through this together. And what a beautiful journey it is.